Grand finale of the Meta Weekly, Murad versus Cordon Charge. Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
What the heck was that? Set Benedict's pass, this does nothing. And people are now playing this because Celiac is limited to one, so we have room for a card like this, which flips a monster face down and sends a Tearlament from the deck to the graveyard, triggering a fusion, but only activatable if we have a Tearlament. Well, it's not a completely dead hand because we have double Bestial, which if the opponent controls a monster, we could quick effect banish a light or dark from either graveyard to summon them. Also, if you were to, let's say, use a branded fusion, you're sending your cards from the deck to the graveyard, which will trigger the Kelbeck to summon, and spin your Lubellion back into the extra deck, stopping a big fusion play. Let's go. Let's see if it works. These are technically 4 hand traps. All right, we're going to mill 3, and we are going to mill a Serenir, which will send a Branded Retribution, which can add a Branded Spell or Trap in the graveyard back to the hand. We have regained, waiting for a Light or Dark to be banished to draw 1. We are now with the Albion going to send a Branded Fusion to then add it to the hand, so we can respond to it with a Kelbeck. That's what I'm thinking. But first, before that, we're going to be using Branded Opening to summon an Alibur from the deck. Alibur is going to be searching for a Branded Lost. That completely counters the Kelbeck. If you branded fuse, you now cannot respond to the fusion summon with the Kelbeck. You can't respond to the fusion summon with the Bestials. This is not the last moment where you could get Bestialing, but pretty close to it. All right, we are going to be banishing the Dramaturge from the graveyard. And Regained is now going to be drawing 1 and be triggering to summon a Bestial from the graveyard because you summoned a monster. I think the mindset here is you want to get Baldrake on the field alongside another monster because if your opponent summons a monster from the extra deck, you tribute your other monster to target and banish that monster, but that actually does not work because the Branded Lost will make it so you can't Baldrake, you can't Kelbeck, you can't Baldrake, you can't respond to the fusion. So it's a valiant effort, but it is for nothing. Come forth, return back, get drawn, Branded Fusion, and that's your last time you could respond. Cannot respond beyond this. Now, there's an opportunity for Murad to make a misplay. The misplay would be put Branded Lost on Chainlink 1, put Lubellion on Chainlink 2, then we could respond to the new fusion, which we could use Baldrake to banish. Probably not going to make that mistake, though. Oh, he made the mistake. He actually made the mistake. No way. Lubellion needs to be Chainlink 1. Oh no. Now Kelbeck and Baldrake are both activatable on the new fusion. Yeah, the mistake happened. All right. Well, let's see what happens here. And it wasn't even with the Branded Lost. No search of Branded Lost. Oh no. Okay. This should not have happened. If you put the Lubellion on Chainlink 1, this would not have happened. Now we're activating Branded Lost, but yeah, see, you should not be able to do that because it clearly says on the card that your opponent cannot activate cards in response to a fusion summon, so this missed the timing. The timing's been missed on the Branded Lost protection. We are going to chain the Mirror Jade to banish the Baldrake, and you may be thinking, what the hell? I got lost. How are you activating Baldrake, you cheater? He's going to be fusion summoning with the Super Polymerization, come forth into the Masquerade, banishing the Baldrake off the field, and goodbye to also Mirror Jade as we grab a Cartesia. Now, Cartesia is special summonable, or we could just normal summon it if we have an Albaz in the graveyard. So we are milling with the millers here. That is the Kelbeck. That is going to be triggering a fusion. A lot is happening here. Oh my Jesus. We are on Chain Link 4. Chain Link 5. The Druiswarm's going to send the Masquerade. The Merlee's going to fuse. The Mirror Jade's activating to wipe the field during the end phase. The Sharon on the opposing field is activating to fuse. The Tragedy is activating to search. We still have our normal summon. So we have a lot more plays where that came from. Let's get fusion summoning. Into the Kit Cal. Kit Cal will be activating on a separate chain link. The Dragostapelia is here, ready to negate that Kit Callus in the separate chain link. Activate, negate. All right, I discovered a big issue with this duel. again, the branded lost, your fusion has to be on chain link 1. So you see Kit Kalos summoning right here. It should not be activating in response to the summon of your Dragostapelia, but Dragostapelia was summoned on chain link 2, and then Tragedy on chain link 1 added a Dramaturge. So the branded lost has missed the timing twice, optionally. We optionally missed the timing on our own branded lost. And for you to avoid that from happening, put your fusion summon on chain link 1. That is how to stop it. So Tragedy and Sharon were both activating. We just had to put Sharon on chain link 1, and this would not be, no Kit Cal effect. That's it. And I do think we're going to meta noise flip down the Dramaturge to stop it from us being negated, because we're not negated from searching or sending unless the Dramaturge remains face up while we have the, I say Dramaturge, the Dragostapelia, while we have a token on us to be negated. It's a continuous effect. So let's go. And there you go. We know to do that. But again, none of this should be possible because the branded lost. And we're going to Fairy Tale Snow it up. So we're going to banish our Dramaturge so we do not get spun face down. You're still not negated, but the meta noise now will not send a Tearlament from the deck to the graveyard because your monster was not flipped face down. Are you ready? Let's go. Very good. Very well done. So, it's good that we paused to have better analytics on this duel. Better analyzation. We're going to get summoning on the Cartesia, as I was saying, the Fusion Shokan into the Masquerade after flipping down the Kit Kalos. Dramaturge off after being used for Fusion Summon is going to summon itself onto the field. Big enough to wipe out the Kit Cal by battle, so it does not activate, only if sent to the graveyard by card effect. Fairy Tale Snow for a game. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Despite the branded loss not locking out Cord in Charge on multiple different breakpoints of our Fusion Summons, we were still able to come out on top. Very well done. Reinforcement of the army, come to me. Rhino Heart. Rhino Heart's going to be sending to Fusion Shokan. Merely, we don't know if there's a Bestial, so now that, this feels a bit more exciting to me in a way. Okay. There's so much mysteriousness to it now. Kit Cal searching for the crime. Do we already have a Sulliek when it's already limited to 1? How could we have it in the hand? There's no way. Kit Cal, mill 5, Merly, mill 3. Let's see how good our mills are going to be. No good. Okay, Sharon is good. And Double Shuffler is very good against a branded deck. Shuffling the Albaz back in the deck in response to a Lubellian Fusion, that's a big deal. Now, the way to stop that is a branded lost, which Morad has shown that he's been very consistently getting out onto the field. And a branded loss will not only counter the Shufflers, it will also counter Rukalos from negating the activation of the branded lost. So we need lost and a branded fusion, then we're good. Now, beyond sending Albaz from the deck to the graveyard, that tells me that we have a Cartesia in the hand of Special Summon. That's exactly what we have with an Albaz in the graveyard. We're going to activate Diffuse. We're going to be negated by the Rukalos. Negate. And destroy, sending the Merly. Merly can now activate Diffuse, but we're not doing so. Okay. The Alibur on summon activating to search. Baldrake is going to be banishing the Sharon, sent to the graveyard by card effect by the branded opening. Negate. Alrighty. Did we not have good cards in our graveyard Diffuse? I guess we didn't. We had Merly in the grave, but no other Aqua for the Kit Kalos besides the Rukalos. All right, Bestial Lubellion sending to search for a Magna Hut. Now we know he's got the Bestial. Banishing Merly. Negate the Magna Hut. Now, why is this so important? The Merly's doing nothing, right? Well, this will be a draw 1 with Regained, and they're going to summon Bestial Lubellion, which could grab a branded beast, which could pop any card on the field. So I'm thinking all of that is being accounted for on this very special crime that could negate anything and return it back in the deck. Okay. Negate. Back in the deck. Sending Sharon, also triggering a fusion. Does not have another Bestial. And we got the Kit Cal. Kid Cal sending the Merly, which we did not activate the earlier Merly. Now we activating into Dragostapelia. This is not looking good. Dragostapelia could negate the newly summoned fusion. We could also use the shufflers to shuffle the Albaz back into the deck. There's double Albaz in the graveyard, so we could shuffle both of them back in the deck. And then what is Lubellion going to fuse into if not being negated right now? We'll see. Branded Beast activating the Lubellion, discarding the Dramaturge. Negate! No Brandon Red, no Chain, no Shuffler needed. The Dramaturge, I keep saying Dramaturge, the Dragostapelia was enough to negate it. And whoa, that is a big grass-looking green. You thought you had me. What did we send? We have Albion Dragon, which we already activated the effect of. The Sharon, we already fused with. The Kelbeck, we did not activate yet to mill. Havnus, we could activate to fuse with. And let's go. Let's start resolving. Havnus and Kelbeck, mill 5. Rhinoheart, discard a Tearlaments card from the hand to come forth and summon. You know, I didn't forget about the shufflers, did you? You all forgot. There are shufflers in that graveyard that's going to stop that grass from being anything. Yeah, no Rhino, no fuse, no good. But we got a Guido now, and thank you for triggering my fusion. And my Kelbeck, I mean, don't we have another shuffler? Oh, we have a shuffler for your shuffler. So your Keldo being shuffled back in the deck could maybe randomly be shuffled back, I should see, milled again. So right now Keldo is gone, back in the deck, but there's a chance to randomly mill it, which we did not randomly mill it. And then we did. Let's go. Morad shuffled the shuffler to counter the shuffler, but then mill 10, put the shuffler back in the grave with 17 cards left in the deck. Is anyone good at math? What were the chances of that happening? Let's go. They are limited to 1. They only had 1 copy. And now we're going to try to fuse with the Merly, which will be stopped by the shuffler, or instead our Bestial is enough. We didn't even need the shuffler. We had Shuffler and Bestial, that's why we felt safe triggering our Miller. All right. Our limited to 1, Sulliek to the hand with the effect of the Scream being sent to the graveyard. Brandon Red being sent to the graveyard. We're going to use the Regain to summon the Druiswarm from the graveyard to come forth and summon, being sent to the grave with the Lubellion to trigger the Druiswarm to send a card in the field to the graveyard. Goodbye to the Brucalos, which will resummon. But now it's not considered fusion summon, so it will not resummon again. Imperm negating the Lubellion. Could we dodge the negate with something like a Branded in Red? We cannot. Remember that Imperm row, because it might come into play. Branded Banishment going to attempt to add back, I should say, the Branded Retribution, trying to add back the Branded Banishment. Is going to be stopped by the Keldo spinning the Banishment back into the deck as we recycle our Field Spell and our Meta Noise. Very nice. Lubellion going even after being negated. All right, not looking good for Branded. Got Tearlaments Scream waiting for the summon of a monster while we have a Tearlament on the field to trigger mill 3. Druiswarm's going to send Lubellion to the graveyard as we mill 3. Let's look at the top right real quick. We are also triggering our Regain to summon a Bestial from the graveyard. We're going to negate the activation and destroy the Regained. Sending Sulliek from the hands of the graveyard to search for a monster. Our mill 3 ended up milling a Kelbeck and a Sharon. Do we activate the Kelbeck? No way. Why would we mill 5 for both players? Not going to happen. Returning back on the deck to summon a big fat Kaleido Heart. Kaleido Heart on summon, spin a card in the field back of the deck. We still have our normal summon with Rhino Heart. Goodbye to that back row. Summon the Rhino. Make sure we send a monster we have not fused with. We have not fused with the Merly yet. Fusion Shokan into Kid Cal. Kid Cal on summon's going to search for a Meta Noise. We're going to use Dark to summon your Druiswarm from your graveyard into battle phase. We go just like that. Lethal damage, taking this into a Game 3 match. Just what I want to see. Very well done. All right. All right. I'm going to grab Havnus. Let's see what the bottom player mills. Milled a Rhino, but did we mill a Shuffler? We did. We just knew we would, that we're good, that we would mill a Shuffler. Of course, we had nothing to worry about, which we're waiting. We are regretting on that wait. What the heck, mate? Because if we return the Rhino Heart back, then we would not be in this situation where now there's going to be separate chain link fusion summons where our shuffler can only stop one. But now if we have a Bestial, it could be okay. The Bestial okay right now, maybe, after we shuffle the first one, and then Rhino Heart, send, and then we Bestial the second one. I think we probably should have just shuffled the Rhino Heart. That's what I'm thinking. Wait, why didn't, what am I missing here? Why didn't Rhino activate? What the heck happened? Wait, what? Why Rhino no activate? What happened? That's weird. You can't even chain Keldo until the Rhino even activates. What? I'm gonna have to figure that out later. Lubellion is here off of the branded fusion, sending the beast to draw one and fusion Shokan into non-target monster banish. We got the Regained. Regained's been putting in some good work. Discarding the Hovness by card effect, so it will activate Diffuse as the Alibur activates to search for a branded spell or trap. And we're going to be fusing with the Sharon and Hovness to make our Kit Cal. Kit Cal is here. 2 Regained is what you noticed. Yeah, there's a Regain in the graveyard, Regain on the fields. Well, Regain's been very good for him. Kit Cal searching for the Merly to summon the Merly, sending herself to the graveyard to mill 8. Let's check the mill 8. With the opening in the graveyard, our fusions are protected from destruction. A Rhino, a Merly. Merly has not activated the fuse yet. We're going to Tragedy search, and we have the Bestial Druid Swarm to negate the Merly fusion. Fairy Tale Snow now in the graveyard with 19 cards in the grave, could summon to flip a card face down by banishing 7. We got Dramaturge being searched for with our Tragedy. Regained is summoning a Bestial and drawing a card by returning a banished card back. I mean, just look how crazy Regained is. What the heck? All right, and we are now caught up to the live duel. Mirror Jade sending the Albion for that non-target monster banish. Goodbye to the Druid Swarm. We already activated the Mirror Jade, so it is no longer activatable to banish a monster in the field non-targeting. Mudora discarding Kelbeck to special summon, then mill 5 for both players. This is also a good way to rank 4 exceed. With the Ishizu cards being limited, that has severely reduced the consistency of good turn 2 plays of just brute forcing the millers and making Baguska Dweller into Zeus. On the summon, we are going to be branded in redding. Branded in red, it could be countered by the Mudora itself, shuffling the target back in the deck. It must be added back to the hand to perform a fusion summon with, and we are stopping it. We still have our active normal summon. Return the Tragedy back. Why didn't we target Libitum with our branded in red to begin with? That was a bit sussy to me. Unless, you know, he knew that Mudora was going to change to the branded in red, and he was probably hoping for the slight chance that he would not shuffle the Libitum back in the deck. I think that's why we didn't target the Libitum with our branded in red. With 19 cards in the graveyard, we're going to activate the Fairy Tale Snow, banishing 7 from the hand, field, or grave to come forth and summon. Now, this Rhino Heart's already been face up on the field since last turn, which means if flipped face down, it's going to flip right back up. Not stopping a rank 4 exceed. The Fairy Tale Snow will be triggering the Regained to be able to draw 1. All right. He banished off his Scream, Rhino, Kelbeck. What are we doing? We're chaining Snow to Snow? Is this by accident? No way, there's no takebacks. He banished 14 for Snow. What just happened? Maybe he was trying to confirm the summon of Snow. Then maybe they just added double clicking to the game. It's new. So people, sometimes, it happened to me once on the ladder, I accidentally double clicked a card. You can't turn off the option, by the way, but I do like it. If you accidentally double click a card, you activate it again. So probably the double click happened. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going with. The Regained is going to be drawing 1 by returning the Albaz. The Mercurial is going to be activated to search your deck. The double-click incident. All right, Cartesia, come back to me. If we have an Albaz in the graveyard, we could special summon the Cartesia. But we probably banished an Albaz, which, yeah, we did. We banished Albaz and returned it back in the deck with a Regained. Scream with Rhino. Rhino Chainlink 1, Scream Chainlink 2, playing around a Havness in the hand. Need a good mill 3, so we're looking at the graveyard right now. This is Cordon Charges. Mill 3, whiffed it. Crime has nothing to add back. This is not good. We didn't activate Sharon. We did not activate Sharon. We sent Sharon. We're not activating Sharon. We're going for a rank 4 Exceed here. What is going on? Dweller into Zeus. Okay. Wow. Okay, we talked about Havness being in the hand potentially, which we played around with the Scream, which is just a normal play. Whatever you mill is not going to be activatable. Serenir not activating. Merly not activating. Why not Sharon? Why not activate Sharon? Taking out the Havness, and then we have a full field wipe, which will... The Snow is going to be turned off. The Mirror Jade is going to be turned off. Alibur will not resummon for the graveyard. Druiswarm will not send. Merly will not activate the Fuse. Let's go. You had no other fusion material? Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, couldn't we fuse with the Baldrake to make like a Garura? And then we could have sent Garura to the graveyard with the Zeus to then draw 1. Maybe that's not worth it though. This is the full field wipe. Wipe the field. Branded Banishment was the set card, triggering our Scream to search our deck for a trap that could not even be activated. Let's go. I think Branded Loss is what we're going to search for with the Bestial Libellion, and let's continue. Banishing the Sharon. Nagna Hut is here, activating to search for a dragon during the end phase. We're going to fusion summon with the entire hand and fields of our Cartesia to make a Priskenian. Now, Priskenion's going to have the quick effect to banish an extra deck monster from the opponent's graveyard and take control of it if you want to. We have the Dramaturge also summoning onto the field. 3,000 attack. Fusion summoning with the Havness. Let's go. Let's go. Rukal is here. Rukal top tier. 3,000 attack on the field. Taking control of the Dweller. Wiping out the Zeus, burning for 3,000 damage, and just like that, lethal damage. Branded Tearlaments is your grand champion. Thank you very much. This tournament using the new ban list that was just announced in game, not applied in game yet, but we abided by this ban list. Frog and Jet to 2, Sulliak to 1, Branded Fusion to 2, and these are the results. Tearlaments is apparently still the best deck, but not the most dominant tier 0. Thank you very much for adding that a Branded Despia was also playing Tearlaments. The Furhire was Sprite, the Tri-Brigade was Sprite. So technically, there was 4 Sprite decks and 5 Tearlaments. All right, let's look at the decks from the bottom to the top real quick. Osh, this deck is desperately wanting the release of Pit Knight. Mark Apocalypse with the Cactus Bouncer. All right, lock him out of special summoning. Drux, Spicy Mech Knight. I'm gonna steal your deck. I'm gonna yoink it. All right, thank you very much. A good spicy deck indeed. Now, Mugiwara with Tearlaments clean 40. I guess we're now playing Grief because of the Sulliak being limited to 1. We now have room for some other cards. Diviner with the Ishizu cards being limited. Here is the extra deck. Let's keep on going. We have King Richman. Dragon Link is becoming more popular. Good to see. I like to see it. I like Regained a lot. That's a very cool card. And here is the extra deck. Let's keep on going. We now have Bulls with the Furhire Sprite deck. Let's get a full picture right here. All right. Playing Furhire over Melfi. And it, worked out for him. Okay. Slazin, another Dragon Link deck. We're going to be looking at the tier list right after this to see how the tier list has been influenced. Looking good. Here is the extra deck. Anything interesting here? Meta Noise is now being tossed into the deck for some people. Pot of P, but I see a lot of them banishing just 3 with the Pot of P. Here is the full deck list. You get a good view. Looking good. We have Hot Rod. Hot Rod had to duel against Cock. It was epic. It'll be on YouTube. Necrofear with Tearlaments being here. Triple Super Poly. Diviner, Pot of P. You know, everyone's playing Diviner, Pot of P now. Borolo Dragon. This is good for taking control of an Avermax. Sogu 13. This is Sprite, Bestial. Alrighty. And, you know, it's a Melfi Sprite. Coolwort with the Grinning Grave Virus. What the heck? We saw this resolve and I was just confused. Good job, Coolwort. Yep, keep on floodgating, mate. Cock with the Sprite Melfi. Looking standard. Yep, standard. The Pacifist Rat with a branded Bestial. Still using the Patchwork engine. 2 Patchwork, 2 Edge Imp Chain, 2 Polymerization, and has room for the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare combo with the Expulsion. Very cool, very toxic, banned in TCG. All right, let's keep on going. And then we have second place, Cordon Charge. 40 card clean Tearlament. Let's zoom out for the full deck list here, as you can see, just like that. Alrighty, let's keep on going to the top deck list. 60 card Morad. Let's just zoom in and then go slowly down. King of the Chads, you love to see it. Branded Fusion was semi-limited. He's got the Eschatos in here. 2 Branded Fusion, it has been semi-limited. 2 Grass, lots of limits in this deck. Very interesting, playing 2 Branded Regained. And this puts in a lot of good work. Lots of drawing, lots of special summoning. And that is the extra deck. And that is it for the tournament. Thank you very much. Let's go.